Good evening. I'm Gordon Smith, and I'm the Dean of BYU Law School. On behalf of the faculty and administration and staff of the law school, I welcome all of you, graduates, spouses, children of graduates, parents, other family members, and friends on this day of celebration and reflection for the 46th class to graduate from the J. Reuben Clark Law School. Dear graduates, when you began this adventure in the fall of 2018, none of us could have anticipated the events that would unfold over the ensuing 3 years. Even when the world outside of law school is calm, the first year of law school can be disorienting and sometimes isolating. That's why during your law school orientation, we had a half day of Arbinger training, and you were encouraged, if enough of you here commit to doing your law school experience together with an outward mindset, you will all excel more in law school and achieve more as you leave. As it turned out, there was perhaps in the history of the law school never a class that needed an outward mindset more than your class. And though I know we still have some distance to travel, I am grateful to your class for changing this law school for the better. Of course, all of our lives changed last March when we received word on March 12, 2020 that the university was moving to remote instruction. We did not realize how much the novel coronavirus would change our lives. 2 weeks after that decision to go remote, the deanery of the law school announced the faculty's decision to adopt a mandatory pass-fail grading system for the winter semester. In that announcement, we wrote, "Life happens to all of us, usually with slender regard for questions of fairness. Law students always face the rigors of their study alongside the other vicissitudes of life." And then we talked about one of the core values of the law school. We wrote, "The BYU Law School is committed to the teachings of Jesus Christ. Those teachings enjoin us to love our neighbors as well as we love ourselves. They even command us to love our enemies. They demand special solicitude for the least of these, the disadvantaged, the dislocated, the marginalized, the vulnerable." And so we asked ourselves, how can we protect the least of these from unnecessary and unmerited harm? We believe that the mandatory pass-fail grading offered the best solution among a lot of imperfect answers to that narrower question. Now, we were aware at the time we announced this decision that it came at a cost and that the cost would be borne unequally among members of the class. But we hoped and we believe that this became true, that our community united and bore that cost together. Now, just a few weeks later, events would unfold in Minneapolis and then throughout the world that would test our community again. On May 25th, 2020, a store clerk in Minneapolis alleged that George Floyd had passed a counterfeit $20 bill. 4 police officers arrived on the scene, and one of them, Derek Chauvin, knelt on George Floyd's neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. After George Floyd's death, protests against police brutality, especially towards Black people, quickly spread across the United States and internationally. When we returned to the law school in the fall semester, I encouraged you to seek unity by collaborating across differences. At the time, I wrote, "The United States is a pluralistic society in which differences in gender, race or ethnicity, social class, religion, education, and geography produce inconsonant views of political issues, leaders, institutions, and events. Attempts to achieve consensus, whether in interpersonal relationships or in political discourse, are often contaminated by the divisive rhetoric and magnetic pull of tribalism. The resulting polarization of society undermines our ability to advance, or even worse, produces violent fragmentation. One of the roles of lawyers is to facilitate compromises among those who do not share a common vision for our society and to embed those compromises in law or institutions." Now, around this same time, I had charged a committee of faculty, staff, and students at the law school to create a new mission statement for the law school. While that process is not yet complete, the committee has produced an inspiring draft which begins, BYU law recognizes the inherent dignity and equality of each individual and welcomes people from the full range of human experience. We are committed to the teachings of Jesus Christ and honor his many roles, including healer, peacemaker, mediator, counselor, advocate, lawgiver, and judge. In striving to emulate his example, we seek to be and to develop people of integrity who combine faith and intellect in lifelong service to God and neighbor. I'm proud of the Mission Committee and of our community for producing a document that expresses these values. The inherent dignity of each individual does dual service in law school. It guides our understanding of our professional obligation as lawyers. We work to advance justice, mercy, liberty, opportunity, peace, and the rule of law. And it also guides our understanding as a law school in fulfilling our commitment to our students. We prioritize impactful teaching, rigorous study, and influential scholarship in an environment that values diversity, fosters unity, motivates excellence, nurtures leadership, promotes innovation, and engenders empathy and cultivates compassion. We believe in you, class of 2021, and we believe in your ability to change the world for the better. Leadership is fundamentally about change, and inspiring leadership is change that serves the most vulnerable members of our society. No matter how you've navigated these past 3 years, you are a different person today than you were when you entered this building in the fall of 2018. Today is a day of celebration and reflection. Celebrate what you have accomplished and reflect on who you have been and whom you have become. I congratulate you on your graduation from BYU Law School and look forward to seeing your many contributions in the years ahead. Thank you so much.